Hello, welcome to episode 4 of the Ask Away podcast. I'm your host, Sam.
And I'm Tina.
So today we got 2 more deep dives for you. Tina's going to start with hers. We tried to keep it on the holiday theme, keep it, along with the season. We just ended Christmas. New Year's is coming up.
I'm going to start.
Yeah, you start.
But one change this time is we're actually together.
We're
together.
First episode together.
Yes.
In
I was
person.
like, what the heck?
I know. We have to acknowledge. Yeah, if you're watching the video, we are physically together this time. Yeah. One video, not a split screen, so that's exciting for us.
So when do you leave tomorrow?
Tomorrow. I just checked into my flight.
I was like, when do you leave?
So, yeah. Anyway. But we're in my childhood bedroom at home in Texas. Yes. It's so nice. But we'll have more in the future where we're together. Maybe we'll bulk record so we can have a bunch of us together and whatnot. But
as we progress.
So what do you got in store for us today, Tina?
When we were kind of brainstorming, what do we want to talk about on our podcast? We were like, let's talk about some Christmas traditions and things. Mm-hmm. There's so many things that people do every holiday.
Like last time we talked about the Christmas pickle.
Yeah. Which
was new for me.
But it's very popular. And I was like, okay, I think, I have several things that you could choose from. So I just thought I'd talk about why do we kiss under the mistletoe?
Yeah.
I mean, tell me your experience with mistletoe, because I don't know if it's as, common. I don't know if it's...
I feel like it's...
nowadays.
I feel like for my generation, we've heard about it, but the main thing that I feel like has kept it alive through our generation, I don't ever recall actually seeing mistletoe at a party or anything, but Justin Bieber's song Mistletoe, I think, is what kept it alive.
I think so.
For our generation.
Maybe that's part of it.
And, all the little girls thinking about kissing Justin Bieber under a mistletoe, so they were like, I don't know what that is, but yes, I'm down.
Because back in my day, when I was going out to gatherings and parties and stuff, there was mistletoe hanging over.
I don't think I've ever actually
the entrance
seen that.
Or somewhere at a party, and it was either avoided it or you're in it because you're like, oh, there's that person I want to.
Yeah, you're like, hey, and come over here and talk.
So it was a thing,
right? I've seen in movies and stuff, very performatively.
Definitely in movies.
Eyeball the mistletoe, strategize your game plan.
Yeah. So, anyway, I thought, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Well, first of all, have you ever seen mistletoe, ever?
See, I've heard that, I've seen what we see around Christmas time, but then I've heard that that's actually not what the true plant mistletoe looks like. So...
And it may be, some people mistake holly and mistletoe.
Oh, yeah, I would not know the difference.
Because holly is an evergreen plant, like green leaves, with red berries.
Oh.
The mistletoe is, it's an evergreen plant, kind of a semi-parasitic plant that grows on oak trees and maples and other trees. Trees. But it's not an actual plant that grows from the ground. It's one of those parasitic things.
Is it poisonous too? I feel like I've heard that.
Yeah. But it's kind of like the ball moss we have here in Austin, Texas. Ball moss on oak trees is very common, and it just grows up there, and it's not good for the tree. This is kind of like that. It's one of those kind of plants. Okay. But yeah, and it's it has the green leaves, but it also has little white berries.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that.
Okay.
Because someone was showing, the real plant, and they were saying, it's poisonous, for humans and dogs, I think. But they were like, it's not the classic little red berries. So it's probably, holly is probably what...
That's holly.
Yeah, but isn't that what they put on the doors? It's holly, but they call it mistletoe? Because it has red berries in the movies and stuff.
No. So, holly is the one with red berries.
I know, but in the movies, when it's mistletoe, it has the red berries.
That's wrong.
So are they using holly as mistletoe?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe it's just better on the eyes in a movie. I don't know.
Probably.
But
it's red and green. You get both the Christmas colors.
Unless there's some other variety in it. Research. But the one I know, even as growing up, is the little white berries. And they're not white. They're a shade of white. Just
Right.
Anyway. But anyway, so this parasitic plant that grows on trees, it kind of just, it creates its own food and it steals water from the actual tree it's on and it lives that way. Mm-hmm. But because it taps directly into the tree's resources, it does It doesn't go dormant. So it stays evergreen. It's an evergreen plant. And so to ancient people, that felt almost supernatural. Like, why is this plant still alive when everything else is kind of going dormant or dying or whatever?
Yeah.
Some people thought it was dying. But
like, it's not doing the seasons the way it's supposed to.
Some of the trees, like all our trees are dropping leaves right now and looking like they're dying.
It's like they are dead,
they're
but
not.
It's a cycle.
But so they thought, it's supernatural. And the plant stayed alive when everything else looked dead. So they're like, that's a big reason it became associated with things like life, fertility, protection, and even magic.
Ooh, that makes sense. It's like a witchy thing.
Yeah, just kind of like,
that makes sense.
Oh, why is that plant still alive? Yeah, so we were talking about this a little bit, how the white berries were especially symbolic. They were seen as signs of life and fertility, which I did not know that.
Yeah.
It's like the berries themselves.
Okay.
Life and fertility. I'm reading some of my notes. This is kind of interesting. Who would have thought all this information on a plant that there was some whimsical thing we did?
I feel like a lot of stuff got tied to like fertility back, like people put a lot of emphasis on fertility because I guess especially back in the day, you're trying to populate the world, so it's important to you.
You need those babies to help out with the chores.
Yeah,
it's true
for real. On the farm.
True. Yeah, I mean, my parents, my mom's.
Yeah, she's the youngest of 4.
I'm the youngest of 4, and that was later in what?
Right.
Okay, I'm 60, but all right. So let's talk about the whole kissing thing.
Yeah.
So the whole kissing under the mistletoe thing is a mix of old beliefs, mythology, and Victorian customs. So it's like a whole. It's almost like all these things, and then this is how we do it today, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like we pick the things we like, kind of like that pickle, the German pickle thing. It was like, it's not really a German thing, but anyway, go listen to that podcast. It was the last one.
Yeah, listen to episode 3.
Yeah. So, what I found out is like the Celtic Druids, I'm going to read this part, believed mistletoe was magical because it grew without touching the ground. So they're like, this plant doesn't even touch the ground. How's it growing? Mm-hmm. This is back in the day, mind you. They saw it as a symbol of fertility, healing, and protection. It was used in rituals meant to bring good fortune and love.
Nice.
Okay. Those rituals included, like when they were harvesting the mistletoe, they used a golden sickle.
Okay.
Hack it down.
Yeah, like a little.
And then they would catch it in cloths so it never touched the ground.
Okay.
So when they were getting it off the tree, they didn't want it to touch the ground.
Yeah. If they're saying part of the magic is because it never touches the ground, then the magic would be ruined if it touches the ground. Yeah. I mean, that logic tracks, if you ask me.
I mean, it kind of makes sense picking it up. You just kind of bundle it up.
Right.
But that's just like when you get other things off trees. But anyway, they believed it could heal illnesses, protect against evil, and promote harmony between enemies.
Oh, okay.
Like, this is some magical plant in their eyes.
Yeah, like, you really don't want it to touch the ground.
Yeah, they're like, no. Ancient medicine believed small, controlled doses could treat epilepsy, help with fertility. It's always about fertility.
It is always about
lower blood pressure. It's like all kinds of medicinal things. They thought this. I'm not sure necessarily happen. Many cultures follow the idea that powerful plants heal because they're dangerous. This is when we get into the whole, you're like, aren't they poisonous? Mistletoe berries and leaves contain toxic compounds that can cause nausea and vomiting.
Lovely.
Dizziness and low heart rate in large amounts, like if you eat a lot of berries. I don't know why you would.
Right.
They probably don't taste
I would
right.
stop at the vomiting.
Uh-huh.
You'd be vomiting and you're like, I have to keep eating more. I won't have babies. Like wait, awful.
Like, what?
Ugh. Are babies worth all that?
To some people, they are.
Okay.
Yes is the answer. Same. Anyway.
Wait, you have to say that because you're a mother.
I am a mom, and I chose to be a mama.
So you would gobble up mistletoe for me?
Yeah.
Because that's what you just said. So
if I thought it would help me.
It would bring me into the world. Yes. Okay.
Yes, I would.
See, I can say I would not do that because I don't have a child to be like.
That's true. All right. So that was like the Celtic Druids, right? Okay. But here's another famous chapter in the mistletoe folklore. It comes from Norse mythology. Love it. I know. I like when we get into mythology stuff.
I'm finding that I feel like all of our questions Because everything goes back so far, unless it's, like, truly in recent modern development. Like, everything goes back, like, generations and to the ancient people. Like Greek mythology or ancient empires, Because the one we're going to get into, I have Romans, and we're going to talk about the Babylonians even. Wow. Babylon. We're going far back. It's like,
all right, we don't go that far back in this one,
but I mean, you're still going far back.
That is true. All right, here's the story. Ready for this one? Okay, as the story goes, I have to read this part because I can't remember all these Greek mythology. Anyway, I get it. Mythology. Anyway, as the story goes, when the god Odin's son Balder was prophesied to die, his mother Frigg, I thought that name was. Did you think that? Yeah, mother Frigg. The goddess of love went to all the animals and plants of the natural world to secure an oath that they would not harm him. All right, you got that part.
Wait, the mom?
So the mom...
I'm, like, reading your notes
God with you. Odin's son, Balder, was prophesied to die. His mother, Frigg, the goddess of love, went to all the animals and plants of the natural world to secure an oath that they would not harm him. So she's like, I'm going to go tell nature.
He's supposed to die, and she's like, can we not do this?
Let's make a deal here.
Okay.
But Frigg neglected to consult with the unassuming Mistletoe. Oh. So the scheming god Loki,
dang it, Loki ruins everything.
Made an arrow from the plant. So like the mistletoe plant, he made an arrow from it. That was used to I know, right? Saw that it was used to kill the otherwise invincible Balder. So he made an arrow from the mistletoe plant because, it has a stem and everything.
Yeah.
And saw that it was used to kill the otherwise invincible Balder. So it's like the one plant she didn't
make that pack with.
Yeah, because it was just kind of, it wasn't coming out of the ground. It wasn't like...
Right. Because she probably, like, talked to the tree it was growing on, where she's like, hey, can we not kill my son? Hey, and the tree is like, cool. Sure. But the mistletoe's hanging on there like...
yeah. Dang. According to a more pleasant version of the myth, because one of the endings to this myth, like, it was over. It was over for the guy. But, anyway.
Like, Loki killed him with the mistletoe?
Yeah, and that was it.
Dang.
So, according to a more pleasant version of the myth, the gods were able to resurrect Balder from the dead. Delighted, Frigg then declared mistletoe a symbol of love and peace, promising to kiss anyone who passed beneath it.
That's like the Disney version of the Grimm fairy tales. Like, the original mythology is like Grimm, like a Grimm fairy tale.
We should do a whole thing on...
Oh, we could go crazy with those.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, from then on, mistletoe represented reconciliation and affection.
Okay.
So, yeah, in another, like, the not-so-nice version of that, her son was killed, right. And she didn't go off her rocker and kill everybody or anything, but she was, it was a different story.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
All right, so now we get into how it became a Christmas thing.
Okay.
Because, thanks for all that information.
Right.
How is that? How are we hanging this up in our homes at Christmas? Up until New Year's even.
Yeah, like there's plenty of mythology that we don't tie to certain holidays at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this is a very specific piece of mythology we ran with.
Yeah. It's interesting how these stories, you just read back
they just take a new life. It's crazy. Yeah.
All right, so by the 18th and 19th centuries in England, mistletoe was a common holiday decoration. Okay. So that when we get into it, you're like, whatever. That's great. But the first known reference to kissing under the mistletoe dates to 1784. It's this English poem that I read. Anyway.
You don't have to memorize things.
No, I don't have to. But it's just, I'm trying to, like, you know how you have a little rhythm to when you read a poem?
Yeah.
I don't have it on this one.
Oh, okay.
So it's an English poem in which three men don't do this, but three men kiss beneath the mistletoe. They didn't kiss. The three men didn't kiss. When I first read it, I'm like, three men are kissing underneath the mistletoe? What is that?
Right.
Interesting. Way back in 1784? Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Ahead of your time.
But that's not it. So English poem in which three men kiss beneath the mistletoe the lips of a girl not turned of 20. It goes like this. Listen to this poem. What all the men, Jim, Jem, John, and Joe, cry, what good luck has sent you, and kiss beneath the mistletoe the girl not turned of 20. So, anyway.
So they like teenagers.
A girl under 20 was kissed under the mistletoe. Anyway.
By 3 men.
Yeah.
I liked it better when it was gay.
It's an interesting... Yeah, part of this whole kissing under the mistletoe thing was like... It's all... The boys were benefiting.
Of course. I think that's consistent with the majority of history ever. That's true. The boys are winning.
No hate, but it's
true. Actually, a little bit of hate.
I mean, to us for saying it. During the same time, a popular rule emerged. A man could kiss a woman under the mistletoe, but had to pluck a berry for each kiss. Okay, so this mistletoe is hanging up, and it has the berries on the plant. Uh-huh. And when a woman would find herself underneath the mistletoe, she was not supposed to move from under that mistletoe until she was kissed. That's
the hell?
Yeah. And, whenever the kiss happened, one of the berries would be plucked. And when the berries were gone, the kissing stopped.
Oh, okay.
It didn't mean like that one man could be like,
okay.
It was like, next person comes along.
But so the same girl has to stand there and be kissed like by multiple different people? Or is it?
I don't think so. I think once she's been kissed.
Because that would kind of make sense with the poem, because it was 3 men and one girl who hadn't turned 20.
I mean, it didn't really
Because if there's like 3 berries, and so they each have to pick a berry, like...
Yeah. Well...
That's nasty.
That's true. I was thinking it's not the same guy kissing I got 5 berries.
Right, but is it like that girl can't move until like 3 people come and kiss her and pick a berry?
I don't know. Maybe
based on the poem, that
could be, because it was 3. Anyway.
Yeah.
So here's the kicker. Refusing a kiss was said to bring bad luck. Mostly bad luck in marriage.
Mm.
But, yeah, a very Victorian way of adding social pressure on whatnot.
Yeah.
So,
very
Victorian.
So
if you're like, no. Then you're like,
well,
good luck finding somebody to marry you.
Oh my gosh.
Like, okay. Anyway. friends, people, y'all know it. Anyway. Why it stuck. Why this tradition stuck.
Brody's home. He's going to be noisy now.
Yeah, my son.
We can see out the window. My brother just pulled up.
He won't be.
He will be.
Because Daddy go tell him. So, why it stuck. It blended romance. I'm not sure we could call this romance. But romance, seasonal greenery, and a little superstition, which made it perfect for cozy winter gatherings and holiday flirting.
Yeah.
So, in my time, it was kind of fun. Because when I would walk into a party or something, there was mistletoe hanging down. I'd either go with it because I wanted to kiss whoever was around. I'd be like, back up.
Right.
Like, I never kissed anybody I didn't want to kiss.
Right.
I never.
Yeah.
Never. No.
I'm not going with the whole bad luck thing. I'd be like, I think kissing you is the bad luck, so bye-bye.
Yeah. So, let's get into how it became popular in America, because it always ends up starting somewhere else.
Yeah.
So stateside, the popularity of kissing under the mistletoe as a Christmas tradition can be more easily traced back to Washington Irving's The Sketchbook. Have you ever heard of this?
Mm-mm.
Right, me either. I really feel like I should. Maybe I have and just didn't retain the information.
There's a lot of things in the world to know, man. You can't know it all.
And I've probably heard of this. Okay, so it was published in 1820. I looked up the sketchbook, of course, because that's what a good researcher does.
Of course.
Right, the sketchbook of it's really Jeffrey. I always say Geoffrey. Jeffrey Crayon. Not crayon. Crayon. Okay, the sketchbook of Jeffrey Crayon is Washington Irving's famous collection of essays and short stories, published serially, like in a series, in the early 1820s, featuring iconic American tales like Rip Van Winkle, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which helped establish American literature's reputation internationally through its blend of European tradition and American folklore. So it's how the stories kind of evolved that we know today. I mean, we know Rip Van Winkle and The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and those kind
of things. I don't know Rip Van Winkle.
Well, we're going to read it later.
I know, like, the name Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Do I know the actual legend? Couldn't tell you.
You probably heard it. You just like, it's one of those things you're like, okay, thank you.
It's giving me, is it like Scooby-Doo related?
So this Jeffrey Crayon is his alter ego, like Ghost Rider.
Yeah. Okay.
Who wrote that. So that's what the sketchbook came from. So the American writer who is, the Washington Irving, he returned from England and recorded the Yuletide traditions that he had observed abroad.
Okay.
So he went overseas to England, saw the things that they do, all the traditions, all the things, and he came back and
sharing of cultures. Yeah, I'd love to see it.
In the chapter named Christmas Eve, a footnote reads, this is from his book, the mistletoe is still hung up in farmhouses and kitchens at Christmas, and the young men have the privilege of kissing the girls under it, plucking each time a berry from the bush. When the berries are all plucked, the privilege ceases.
Okay.
The privilege. His privilege.
It is a privilege.
It is. All right. Because kissing under the mistletoe was mentioned in the sketchbook, a large American audience was introduced to the practice.
Okay.
So that's how we all
gotcha.
And it's been carried on.
Yeah.
And eventually adopted this act and ushered it over the centuries as it went from semi-scandalous oddity, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Stay there and I'm going to kiss you because you're mistletoe. You know,
right.
I don't know.
You're trapped.
To a well-known mutual romantic gesture of holiday cheer.
Cute.
So today it's mostly just a playful tradition.
Right. Now it's more like you're in a relationship or you're on a date and you're like, hey, let's go stand under the mistletoe. Yeah. Like, it's someone you're already kissing whenever you so please. Yeah. And it's just a cute little...
Or, you're at a party and there's an interest. There's somebody you're interested in. It's a great excuse to be like, to see if that person's receptive.
We're under the mistletoe.
Yeah, you could go, oh. And if they're like, oh, or...
Right. It can be like your wing
it's
woman.
one or the other. You kind of get the vibe or you don't get it. But,
right.
Yeah. So it still carries that old symbolism of love, luck, and connection.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Oh, let me read this last one. Even though we treat it lightly now, because it's just kind of a fun thing, kissing under the mistletoe's meaning has quietly shifted from "you must kiss or else you're going to have bad luck and not find a marriage partner" to "if you want to, here's a sweet excuse."
Right. I like that.
Which I like that.
Yeah.
I like the fun aspect, not the don't move until you get a kiss.
Yeah.
Let me get that berry.
Right. Or you'll have bad luck in marriage because that's all you can ever aspire to is be a wife. I mean, my God. Yeah. I'm happy. That's why this is like so off topic. Well, not really. But when people are like, oh, like if you could live in another decade. And I'm like, any decade prior to this, like if you're a girl, it's like, you're just saying like, yeah, how many less rights would you like? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like, and people are like, yeah, I would want to live in the 50s. I'm like, why? Unless you're a white man, no other decade is going to suit you or be kind to you.
No, you want to be here.
No. That's like the Taylor Swift line, and I think it's I Hate It Here, where she's like, my friends and I used to play a game where we'd pick a decade we wish we could live in instead of this, and I'd say the 1830s, but without all the racist and getting married off for the highest bid. And then she's like, everyone looks down because now it's not fun. Like, sorry. And she's like, sorry, guys. Have you read a history book?
Sorry.
Like, she's like, yeah, 1830s, but without these things, without like all the awful stuff that was like really prevalent at that time. Yeah. Like, okay. Well, that was awesome.
Isn't that interesting?
That was very interesting.
I mean,
I know. So many of these things, like...
And there's more. I mean, I could
I'm
deeper,
sure.
But I was like, that's good.
Yeah.
Because we have a little bit more info on this.
Right.
Where it all began kind of... And we're not even certain things happen the way they do.
Right. It's like best guesses and kind of traced through history.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Some Norse mythology, like, story.
For real.
Associated with mistletoe.
Yeah. So much stuff goes back to mythology, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or, like, ancient empires.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much.
I know. That's the point of this pod.
It's like, when am I going to use this info?
It's just, like, fun little information to have.
It is.
Like, information doesn't have to always be, like, boring or useful necessarily.
Yeah. So you're going to be at a party in a couple of days and somebody's going to go, why is that mistletoe there? Oh, let me tell you.
You're going to have fun facts. That's what I love.
We're going to Ask Away, and now I know everything about mistletoe.
Yeah, tell them about Ask Away.
That's right.
Tell your friends.
Yeah. So what you got, Sam?
Okay. So Tina she did the pickle one. If you haven't listened to episode 3, go listen to that one. And then mistletoe. So you kind of had us covered in the Christmas department.
Yeah.
And so now we're recording this on like the Sunday after Christmas. It's that time right in between Christmas and New Year's. So my question is going to be more about New Year's. So it's kind of like our transition episode. We have Christmas going into New Year's. Because New Year's resolutions have been top of my mind as of late. And I've, been making the vision boards and assessing my goals for 2026 and all of that stuff. Behind us. Yeah, this was, if you're watching, this is my last year's vision board, which I couldn't take to Rhode Island. But, so my guiding question was, what is the most common New Year's resolution? Because a lot of the, statistics I will be discussing are going to be specifically Americans. I didn't go full... Globally, we'll talk about, traditions of other countries, but the statistics I'm talking about are Americans. Which, as you can guess, so, the quick, easy answer, probably for the last, 20 years, it's been pretty consistently something to do with health and fitness. Most Americans want to lose weight or get on a diet, go to the gym more. I used to work at a gym, and my first year, the first time it hit January, I was so scared. Yeah. I was so scared for it. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
That's good.
But, yeah, if you've ever gone to the gym in January, it's... And then if you've gone other points in the year, the difference. Yeah. You can tell when it's January at the gym.
Gung-ho.
Yeah.
Till they're not.
Mm-hmm. So... For Americans, it's almost always something to do with health and fitness and wanting to improve your health and fitness, or something to do with money. And it's almost always most people have a couple resolutions, so it'll be health and fitness, exercising, losing weight, and then number 2 would be making more money, saving more money, investing, things to do with your financial success.
That makes sense.
It does.
I'm sure I've done all those.
Yeah. And I was and it makes sense for America. I'm both of those, okay, we have an obesity problem in America. We do not.
Some other Americans.
Yeah.
That's true.
America has a known obesity problem.
A lot of.
And then, just the state of the economy, it makes sense to be hey, let me start a budget. Let me save some more for my future so I don't have an awful retirement. So it makes sense for Americans. And that's why I said this is mostly Americans. Yeah. Obviously, different countries and regions will have different factors that kind of play into what their goals for the next year are.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of environmental things, Mm-hmm. Okay, so
can't wait to hear.
First of all, this is based on multiple different sources. I kind of averaged the numbers based on a couple different articles I was reading. This one actually kind of surprised me, but less than 50% of the American population even make resolutions. So the majority of people don't even bother making a resolution.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought it would be a much higher number.
Me too.
Maybe the success rate and people who actually keep up with it, I expected that number to be low. Sure. But to actually just make resolutions in the first place, less than 50%.
Interesting.
Yeah. I was okay. But then, so of that 50% who actually make resolutions, make a goal or 2, only 25% of those people will stick to their goal after 30 days. So January.
Wow.
Only 25% of the 50% who even made the resolution. And then of those 50% who make the resolutions, only about 9% will actually accomplish the goal. So, yeah, very, very low numbers. Because that's 9% of the 50%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, well, less than 50%. So, a very small amount of people actually make and succeed. Yeah, for real. I'm can you give me some tips on how to do that? But yeah, we'll talk about our own experiences with resolutions at the end. So, okay, resolutions happen all over the world. A lot of different countries do it, or it might look slightly different. 2 differences, and this, I don't have specific countries of who does what, and obviously it depends on the person, but in America, at least for the most part, we make resolutions, meaning you're setting your intentions, you're setting a goal, it's something that you have control over. If you want to lose weight, you're starting a diet, going to the gym, there's a plan you can make, and it's in your power to accomplish this goal. While other cultures, instead of so much resolutions, it's more of wishes or prayers. So rather than saying my goal is to be healthier, work out, eat well, those are things you're controlling, you want to be healthier, while other people may just pray for good health and wish for good health, because obviously there's some things you can't control. So you can take care of your body all you need, and you get some illness that is out of your control, So it makes sense kind of to do both, really, depending what you believe in. Like, do the things that are in your power and you have control over to try and be healthy, but then also just, if whatever gods you believe in, pray to them and say, bring me good health. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
which is kind of like what I do daily.
Yeah. It's like,
I mean, I pray for that daily.
Yeah.
Good health, safety.
So those are kind of the two differences.
Seems like they're very different to me.
Right. It's like, but different cultures kind of are more like, it's more of wishes that they have versus like a to-do list kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. So I mentioned I already said the two top American resolutions, which is physical health, whatever that means, diets, losing weight, working out, gym,
all this stuff.
Yeah. And then money, making more, get a promotion, save more, invest, etc.
I think I've done both those several times. So I understand.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to dive into very brief history. I mentioned we were going to talk a little bit about Babylonians.
Yeah.
Right. So the first recorded New Year celebration was the Babylonians about 4,000 years ago.
Wow.
And so this makes sense. Their New Year was celebrated in around March because that was kind of the start of spring and the start of the planting season. You're now starting to plant your crops so they will grow and it's like the new cycle. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense. Like it kind of makes sense that spring would be the start of a new year because it's like the rebirth. Mm-hmm. Winter is kind of, it's hibernation, but it's like a kind of death. Like a lot of flowers die, but then they're reborn in the spring. Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense to me. So they would celebrate the new year around the beginning of March whenever they're starting to plant their crops for the new season. And so in this context, this is another where they're more so praying and wishing to the gods, so rather than promising to exercise more or save money, they would pledge their loyalty to the king and then make promises to repay any debts and return any borrowed items. So kind of tie up any loose ends. If you owe someone money, you borrowed something, you haven't returned it, get your scale even again, return all the things, make sure you owe nothing to anyone.
Sounds like a good plan.
Right. You want to start the new year on a clean slate. You're like, I have repaid all my debts. I've tied up all those loose ends. I'm good. And then if they kept these promises, they would be rewarded good luck from the gods for the upcoming year. And then if they didn't, bad luck. So, you kind of promise to be like, okay, I'm going to, right all my wrongs, pay all my debts. And then if you don't, they're like, hey, remember you said you were going to do all those things and you didn't? Bad luck. So.
Which is not good because you need better luck if you can repay your debt.
If you're in a lot of debt, you need that good luck.
And you should just return things you borrowed anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Be a good human.
For sure. Right. Okay, so then this is kind of where it shifts to more...
I'm trying to think if I owe anybody.
Yeah, actually, I think you owe me like $100, Tina.
I'm pretty sure I gave that already.
I have an IOU somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, let me get my book out. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this kind of goes to when we kind of started the new year we have today, which honestly, this goes back pretty far. So now we're talking about the Romans. We were talking about the Babylonians. Now we're talking about the Roman Empire. So in 46 BC, we're in double digits of the year. The year is double digits. So in 46 BC, Julius Caesar, who is an emperor? I don't know if it's king, emperor. Yeah. If it's an empire, it's an emperor, right? That would make sense. Okay, whatever. It's Julius Caesar. Most people know that name. So he introduced the Gregorian calendar, which, if you don't know, that's the calendar we use today. Like, there are multiple ancient calendars. Different cultures still today operate off of different calendars. Like, I didn't get into this one because I was like, that's a whole other thing. But, like, the Chinese New Year, that is not January 1st. I believe that's somewhere between January and February. But, like, they have a whole different calendar where their New Year starts on a different day. All kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So this is the calendar we use today. Like, the one you have in school, the one you have in your phone, our modern calendar. Julius Caesar introduced this in 46 BC. And then when he introduced this, he declared that January 1st would be the start of the new year, which the Romans at this point, up until this point, they had been operating off the same kind of calendar as the Babylonians. So they were celebrating New Year's in March when the spring starts, you're planting things again. They were operating off of that as well. But then in 46 BC, he switched it to the Gregorian and announced January 1st as the new year. So he shifted this to January to honor the god Janus, Janus. So this god had 2 faces, one on the front and one on the back. And it was so he could, with his front face, he could look into, the upcoming year.
The future.
And then the face on the back would look into the past, the past year. And so then, so he named it January and said it was the start of the new year off of this guy because he kind of is, that turning point. He's kind of standing in the middle of the past year and the new year. And then the Romans would, make their offerings to this god for good fortune in the new year.
Interesting.
Which I was like, okay, yeah, that logic tracks. That, if this is a god that already exists, where it's he sees the future and the past, put him, name a month after him, and that's the first month. That makes sense.
Yeah, that does.
So they would offer, or they would give him offerings in hopes of a good future, or for good fortune.
That's about, good fortune and good luck and
pretty much
prosperity.
Throughout all cultures, it's kind of, which makes sense because the new year, new seasons, it's rebirth. It's a new chapter. You have a new chance at something.
Clean slate kind of thing.
Yeah. I feel like that's just human instinct you're if we're going to operate off this calendar, by time it circles back, wherever you want to put that starting point, we've done one lap around the sun.
Right.
Wherever you're starting that at, this is we're starting the cycle over again. So you can, it's kind of our instinct to be hey, I can do some things different in this new opportunity that I have, which I mean, one thing I was going to talk about at the end, I'm you can set resolutions at any point in the year.
Right.
I've seen people, and I really like this, where they use their birthday kind of as a marker, smart. Where they're hey, it's a new year for you. So it's you turn 25, and then you're for my 25th year, this is what I'm going to do. It makes sense that's your own personal new year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's hey, it's an excuse to set goals and kind of recalibrate and be hey, all right, what do I want to accomplish this year? Or I've seen people, instead of resolutions, they call it ins and outs, which I really want to try to do this year, where it's more so things where you're things that I want in the new year, being more healthy, and then what's out, what's out in this year, things that I had, and you're you know what, letting little things get to you, you're you know what, that's out, we don't need that this year. It's your ins and outs.
I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that.
I know, right?
Yeah, sometimes I look ahead to my birthday, what's coming up, usually about this time of year, because I'm April baby.
Yeah.
What do I want to have accomplished?
Right.
Even though it's usually mine's always get a little bit more fit, have some more muscle and stuff. But mine's about that kind of stuff. Or breaking bad habits.
Yeah. See, so that would be an out.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of like it, because instead of it's less of a to-do list, because if you have things that are out, it's more so just, it's not a thing to do, it's a thing to not do.
Yeah.
So it's easier.
That's true.
I mean, I know it's not easier, but if you're breaking a bad habit, but it's, instead of I have one more thing to do, it's no, actually, you just have to not do that thing. Replace it with a good habit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I kind of like that. It seems less daunting if you're well, these are all my ends, but these are all out. I don't even have to do those things.
Make a list now.
Yeah.
I'm inspired.
We can do that right after this.
I know.
So yeah, I'm going to mention a few traditions, and then I'm just going to say my thoughts on the resolutions, things that I've been looking at this time of year, and the ins and outs, all that stuff. So just a few traditions.
Yeah.
In Brazil, they wear all white to represent purity, and then you run into the ocean, and because it's summer in Brazil this time. Here I'm that sounds awful, it's cold, but down here it's summertime.
In Rhode Island.
Well, yeah. Yeah, in Texas that actually is hot.
I mean, today it
shouldn't be, but it is hot. But you wear all white to represent purity, and then you run into the ocean, and you make 7 wishes and jump 7 waves. So you jump a wave, make a wish. Jump a wave, make a wish, and you do that 7 times, 7 different wishes. And if this
I've never heard of this.
Yeah. I was man, I'm adding that to my bucket list. That sounds really fun. And they know how to party in Brazil, so that sounds like a great time. And then that tradition is connected to, like, the goddess of water in that culture. So it's like everything is always connected to, like, ancient gods. And I love that. It's so fun.
I know. That's very true.
And then Italy, they, like, just some little funny ones, like, eat fatty pork for a fat wallet. Okay.
I don't want to eat fatty pork.
You know what?
Like, I'm not.
You want a fat wallet?
Yeah, but can I get it another way? I can't do it.
Yeah, you can hustle.
How much fatty pork? Just a little bite?
And then this one is still Italy. Black-eyed peas for good fortune.
Oh.
Which we do that, and I have never known why. She always is like, you have to eat at least one black-eyed pea.
Yeah. Which
I think I have. Do I have? I'll make sure I have.
I'll send one home with you. You know?
Don't worry. It's so gross. I'll send a black-eyed
can of it.
Because I want to carry a can of black-eyed peas around.
Going to the store.
Oh my god.
Here, take this with you.
I mean, I can make a recipe with black-eyed peas. I'll do a dense bean salad with some
because I like black-eyed peas, but that was
good.
Instilled in me by my mom.
And now we know it comes from Italy.
I mean, I love eating them, but sometimes I'm like, oh shit, we didn't eat one. And we'll just
one.
I mean,
pop
it's
it
so
like a pill.
weird. Like, I'm like, we must eat it. Like what?
So, hey, we've had pretty good years.
I mean,
every time, so no complaints.
I'm not gonna complain, but that's not what.
Okay. The last Italy one is sometimes they will wear red underwear for good luck. Cool.
Get me some of those. I don't know what that would mean. Personal information.
This one I think is really funny, and I don't think I will ever try because I would get bad luck for sure. So this one, Spain and Colombia for sure, maybe some other countries, I don't know.
What do they do?
You eat 12 grapes and make 12 wishes, but it's like as the clock strikes midnight. So like, you know, the old timey clocks, like there's like 12 strikes. It's like boom, boom, boom. Like 12 times, you know, it's 12 o'clock. Like you count the strikes. So you have to eat a grape for each? You have to eat a grape for each strike of the clock, and then you make a wish with it. And so this is, like, the article I read did the math for us, thank God. But so that's essentially like a grape every 2 seconds, because that's how the strikes go. But the thing is, so if you have to like finish chewing and swallowing all of the grapes by like the end of the 12th strike, and so if you do, you have good luck. Probably all your wishes come true.
Right there.
But if you don't finish chewing and swallowing the 12 grapes by the 12 strikes, you get bad luck. So
I'm not.
I would never even try because I would get bad luck.
I would choke and die.
Yeah,
that would be my.
Would you, Tina? Say it one more time.
I would choke and die.
She would choke and die.
Because I'm thinking about how some of those grapes are so big.
Yeah, no, because I was like, I mean, sure, you could like if you didn't have to chew and swallow by the 12th, sure, you would just have like a mouthful of like mushy grapes.
Yeah,
but I would have bad luck for sure, so I'm not even gonna go there.
Let me say it one more time. No,
say it one more time.
I would choke and die. I'm not saying anymore.
In case y'all didn't know, she would choke and die. Okay, now we can just talk about my random little thoughts. I like wrote some down, so we did the
like some
about ins and outs.
Okay. Yeah,
like it's just
I'm kind of down. I want that one.
I like seeing people's different perspectives and how they like frame resolutions because sometimes that helps. So okay, one thing that I am trying to implement this year because I'm definitely in the percentage where I'm like, yeah, I set all these goals and then I definitely do not execute them at all. Like that's my pattern. So I was like, how can I fix this? And then it's like you kind of get into a cycle of like where you're just like down about it. You're like, oh, I'm gonna make all these goals and I know I'm not gonna do them. And it's like, you know, where you're like disappointed in yourself before you even start because it's like I will set too many large goals and it's just unattainable.
Yeah. Too much pressure on yourself. Yeah. So like one thing I've seen a lot of people suggest, they're like, well, make small, easy, attainable goals. Like things that you know you can do. Because one, it's just it's a nice little check. You can feel accomplished, and then it will kind of motivate you and make you feel good to go conquer the bigger ones. Where you're like, yeah, like I already accomplished that thing. Like I can keep going. I can do bigger, better things. Yeah. You can push yourself more. That makes sense. You can just do that little check.
Yeah. Check. So, like, this year, because I went to, like, a little party with my boyfriend, and we met this one girl, and she had, like, a list. It was, like, her 2025 list, and it was kind of resolutions, but more so just, like, random little things she wanted to accomplish. Yeah. Like, one girl said on hers was, like, she wanted to start drinking more black coffee. And I was like, okay. Like, random little things like that, or, you know, do more spontaneous hangouts with friends, like, where you don't, you can just kind of call them up and be like, hey, are you free right now? Let's get together, let's do something, rather than being like, let's plan it for 2 weeks, and then that time comes around, and then don't want to go, you're talking yourself out of it, like, just spontaneous hangouts, or, or like, read more books, things like that, which I feel like that's a common one. But so I kind of made a list of like...
I'm like thinking of them as you talk.
Yeah, so I started a list of my own, and I'm like, some of them are more serious. Like, I have, of course, fitness goals, financial goals, because I'm part of the statistics of Americans who made all of those.
They're not bad.
They're not. Like, it makes sense that they're a common one. But the reframing I'm doing this year that I think is really going to help me, because when I moved to Rhode Island, I kind of used that as like, okay, new state, it's a new chapter, like, I can kind of implement some things. Like, it's like you do a big move, you can be whoever you want to be. No one knows you here. Right. You can kind of start a new life and, implement these things that I've always wanted to do. Like, one was I wanted to start cooking more. Like, I just simply am not a big cook. I don't do that much. But I've started doing that. I'll, like, meal prep about once a week and try different recipes that I find on TikTok, and I've been really enjoying that, and I wanted to develop like my spice palette, like which spices and herbs do I like, which do I not like, which combinations, how do they add to different dishes, and so I've done that.
I feel like you've done well with that.
I have, and
you'll tell me about your recipes you're making, and I'm like,
and it's really fun, and now I'm starting to learn more of like, okay, things I like, and I'm trying to make nutritious meals, like with whole foods, and where it's like, I know everything that's in this meal. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like just nice whole foods and stuff.
Good foods.
Yes, and so I've... Shut up. That was rude.
That's hilarious.
Whatever. That was my alarm. It's fine.
My show. What about
that? I did do not disturb, but I guess that doesn't count. Anyways. But so I did that, and I also like started going on walks more, and of course now it's cold, so the walks are not as pleasant, but I want to be more consistent with working out, and I was a little bit more last year, but so the way I'm framing it is in 2026, like, yes, I want to be more consistent, but I always view it as so all or nothing. So then I'm like, okay, January 1st, it's go time, and then by the end of January, if I missed a day, I'm like, well, I already ruined it. Like, I missed a day, now it's over, and like, it doesn't count. Like, I consider it a fail the second I stop, and that's so counterproductive. That's
not fair to yourself.
No, because it's like, but that's how I view it. It's like all or nothing. I'm either doing it the whole year, or I mess up and now I don't have to do it anymore because I already failed and whatever, which is stupid.
That's also like an excuse. Oh, I can't do it. I don't have to do it anymore. Yeah.
So the way I'm framing it for myself is it'll be successful. Like, I've already started cooking more. That's on my resolution, to continue cooking more, experimenting with cooking, spices, all this stuff. If I am just 1% better in 2026 than I was in 2025, I succeeded.
That's true.
Like, say I cooked, like, I meal prepped for 3 weeks last year. I did more than that. But, if I meal prepped for 3 weeks last year and I do 4 weeks next year, that's a success. I accomplished that resolution.
Yeah, you did better than
I did it 1% more. Obviously, I don't know. 25% more? I don't know. Math. I don't know.
Yes.
But yeah, so that is, I think, is very helpful, is just make it 1% better than last year, and then it's a success. That's all I have to do. And it's at least 1%, so you can do more. But
I think you will.
And I will. Exactly. Okay, and these are just some like fun things I've seen. So there's like the ins and outs, but like little crafts you can do. Like behind me we have my vision board from last year, which
it's right there.
I mean, parts of it were accurate. The year had a lot of surprises. So like the travel-y pictures are not necessarily accurate because I did different travels. But I have a vision board at home that I still need to glue down, but the vision board helps. I've seen people do bingo cards where you just kind of fill in all the squares with, it can be little funny things. Like one of mine,
that sounds fun. 2
of my funny, silly ones is I want to get a spray tan because I've never had a spray tan. So like that would go on there. And that's an easy little check off. Just go get a spray tan. And now it's a fun new thing, a new experience I've never had. And another one is I want to learn how to use chopsticks because I'm tired of being embarrassed when I go to use chopsticks in front of people, or like I have to ask for the fork and I feel like an embarrassed little white girl.
We could do.
I'd be struggling with chopsticks, but it's like those are just silly, funny things where if I don't accomplish it, whatever, it'll roll over to the next year.
That's right.
It's not like I failed. It's just like a fun little
as somebody who knows
thing, you know, where I can be like, yeah, like I learned how to use chopsticks this year. I got a spray tan, like fun stuff like that. But you can make a bingo card that you cross off and try to get bingo throughout the year. And I've seen people do the free space is just like whatever age you're going to turn. So my free space would be like turn 24 because I'm going to turn 24 this year. Like that. You know, and so that's your free space. It's like, well, yeah, but that's also like it's your birthday. Oh yeah, we can make one. Today I saw someone made punch cards. So say like you want to catch like 7 sunrises this year, and then you'd make a little punch card, and every time you wake up and you go out and catch a sunrise, you get a new little punch card. Or like say you want to read 10 books. Yeah, I would never do a sunrise. That sounds awful.
Too early.
Not a morning person.
Like, I don't think
I'll catch sunrises when I'm like above the Arctic Circle, and the sunrise is like at like 2 a.m. because then I just stay up really late and catch the sunrise. But yeah, I've also seen people, I saw like a video of a couple doing this where it was like joint goals, but you can do individual goals too. So say there's like some work goal, like I don't know, some project or something, get a promotion, whatever. You get a champagne bottle, and like you get a bunch of champagne bottles, and on each one you write the goal, and then when you achieve that goal, you get to pop the champagne bottle. Oh. So like yours, like my mom is building a new house in another city in Blanco.
She's like, what's that city called?
Sorry, I didn't know if we wanted to dox you on here.
That's fine.
It's Blanco, whatever. But then like we know it's gonna be done this year, but she could make a little champagne bottle and says like when the house is done, like just it's done and it's ready to be moved into, and then it's like this satisfying, like we finished this big project, we accomplished a big thing, like that's a big exciting life goal. Like that's always been the goal. You're gonna build a house and that's your forever home. If you want, you can always move later.
Not.
She keeps saying that.
I mean, it's gonna be for a while home.
You're allowed to do whatever you want with your life.
I have decided.
But you could just pop a champagne bottle when that happens, and it's this fun celebratory moment. It's like this champagne has been sitting there waiting for you to get to this day, and now it's like satisfying and great. So yeah, those are some fun little things like vision boards, bingo card, punch card, champagne bottles.
That makes it fun.
It's
like I have my game person.
Yes, that's why I like the punch cards and like bingo, because it's a little game. I know. And then you're like trying to fill your punch card, get bingo. Yeah. I think you should do bingo. You and Grandma should do bingo.
Totally gonna do bingo.
Because they go play bingo with my grandma.
That's right. We're bingo players.
Yeah, I think. Okay, the last one thing. I hit all my random thoughts, but the last one I saw, this is me being a little bit of a bad influence. I saw someone say, your resolutions also don't have to be good. Like, I saw someone say they really wanted to enjoy dirty martinis because it made them feel classy, but they hated the taste. So they choked them down for like 2 months, and now they like them, and they feel fancy, which I have done that. I did that with beer. I used to not like coffee either. I taught myself to like coffee. I taught myself to like beer. I taught myself to like bourbon. So I'm like, I could totally do that. Which is like, that's not benefiting me in any way. Other than like, now I feel cool when I'm like, can I get an old fashioned? And I actually enjoy an old fashioned now, which obviously most people, the first time you taste an old fashioned, you're like, this is nasty, which was definitely my case. But now it's like my go-to cocktail. I'm like, yeah. And I feel kind of cool. I'm like, can I get an old fashioned? Like, just things like that, where it's like, or someone said they wanted to binge like one of the Real Housewives show. That's like, there's like 11 seasons, and they're like, yeah, I want to finish that. It's not necessarily like,
it's not hurting anybody.
I'd say it's neutral. It's not necessarily adding anything to your life, but it's not bad. You're not hurting anyone.
Yeah,
like
it could be on.
So you can have some fun, silly, like bad resolutions
to do.
But yeah, so I was like, it doesn't all have to be about...
My little mind's turning like, what do I want?
Oh, I know after this we're going to go make bingo cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's essentially...
Games are my love language anyway. Yeah. One of them, I should say.
Should totally do bingo cards. Oh, we could totally do an episode on love languages. I love love languages. Fun. Yeah, because there's so many... Oh my gosh. I don't even want to talk about it because it's already been an hour, so... I would talk so much about love languages.
We're not going to talk about it.
I know. We're always like, this is going to be a short one. Like, yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say, but we underestimate our talkability. Like,
chatty.
Yeah.
Bugs.
But yeah, so let us know your New Year's resolutions. So maybe we can get some ideas. Maybe we gave you some ideas throughout this, or any traditions you have.
Ins and outs.
I think you should do the ins and outs and the bingo card.
Those are my two takeaways from.
I got a vision board waiting for me at home, and I think I might do all of them, honestly. I want to do bingo cards and punch cards.
Yeah.
And it's just a fun craft. You can have a little craft day and, like, really set your intentions. Like, visualize it, see it, believe it. Make it happen.
Well, trying to think, where will I keep my bingo cards?
Yeah. And we could, like, FaceTime every time we check one off.
Like,
look!
Stamp.
Like, I'm one away from bingo.
Then what happens? Just get another bingo?
Yeah. Like, I mean, the goal is to black out, really. That's the goal. But it's again, if you get one bingo, that's a success. Yeah. If you get two, that's a success. Like,
I like it.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not that deep, you guys. And you can always add new goals at any point in the year, because
yes, that's important.
You make the rules in your life.
I like that.
You can use your birthday. You can use the new school year. You can use a random Tuesday. It doesn't matter.
It's Tuesday. Let's do that.
It's Tuesday.
It's Sunday.
Tuesday resolutions. Okay. Well, I think that is.
It's been fun.
We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Have a happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Celebrate safely.
Yeah. Drink responsibly.
Yeah. Doesn't make
Don't choke on grapes.
No, that's dumb. That's a dumb one.
Yeah, no. All right, guys. Well, stay curious.
Thank you for listening.